someone ever tried to hurt you? Ever tried to take something that was rightfully yours? Well, sit back, as you're about to hear a tale of betrayal, a tale of courage, and of the rise and fall of great kings. Our tale begins with a young boy in extraordinary pain. His father, the king, was brutally killed by his uncle. Long before Simba felt the pain from Scar, Jason felt the same from his uncle. And just as Simba had to flee the Pride Lands for fear of his life, so Jason had to flee Iolcos. But if you know anything about the hero's journey, this would not be the end of the story. Jason was trained by Chiron, a centaur, educated in the art of war, hunting, and music. And now he was ready to take his rightful throne. He shows up before Peleus with a missing sandal, which freaks him out, since he's heard from an oracle that a sandalless man will cause his demise. And like King Saul sending David out to face Goliath, Peleus sends Jason on a seemingly impossible mission. A golden fleece. It's guarded by a dragon. Jason built a ship he named Argo. He gathered a dream team, the Argonauts, of which was Orpheus and Laertes, father of Odysseus, and Theseus and the Minotaur, and the mighty Hercules. They faced many dangers and were given 3 impossible tasks. Yoke together 2 fire-breathing bulls, plow a field, presumably without burning it to the ground, and then Teeth, the dragon. The daughter of King Medea fell in love with him and gave him the magic that he would need. She fireproofed his body with balsam and provided a shield. Theseus instructed Jason he knew a thing or two about restraining bulls, and instructed him to throw a stone at the dragon's teeth. Medea used sorcery to restrain the dragon, allowing Jason to steal the teeth. Immediately after being buried, an army grew. Jason hurled another rock at one of the soldiers, and it caused them to fight amongst themselves. Jason had the fleece, and he would escape, with Medea joining him on the voyage home. Jason made a vow before Medea and all the other gods, promising to marry Medea should they reach home safely. Now the Argonauts, like Odysseus, must face a long journey home.
I see you, child.
Maybe you thought this story was drawing to a close. Maybe the men on the Argo thought their troubles would be over by now.
I heard every last prayer you prayed.
That they'd be home, or at least in a better place.
You just didn't hear my reply. And I know it's not easy, but don't you give up on me. Don't you give up on me. 'Cause the darker the night gets, the brighter the light is. Don't missing what I promised. Child, we're just getting started. Don't you give up on me.
They encountered the witch Circe, had a brush with Scylla and Charybdis, encountered the sirens, but Orpheus sung so beautifully that they were able to sail past without being lured to the rocks. The men grew tired of rowing, but Hercules, with his incredible strength, rowed the Argo by himself. It was so fast that it was said that not even the horses of Poseidon could overcome it. He was rowing so strong and so fast that he snapped an oar, but just in time they arrived at the Isle of Bronze. On this island was a great giant guardian by the name of Talos, who was made entirely of bronze. He had a lifeblood running through a vein from his heel to his neck. When anyone attempted to land on the island of Crete, Talos would heat up like a hot iron and clasp the victims in his arms until they died. Laertes pierced the vein of Talos with an arrow from the bow of Hercules. Hercules and his nephew, Hylas, went searching for a tall, strong pine tree to make another oar. Along the way, they separated, and Hylas was thirsty, and he bends down by a pond. 7 young water nymphs emerge from underneath the water, grab hold of him, and pull him down to the bottom, never to be seen again. Hercules calls out his name repeatedly while searching every inch of the island. But when it comes time for the Argonauts to leave, Hercules refuses to come. The crew is forced to leave him behind. Jason finally made it back to Iolcos with the Golden Fleece, where he claims his throne. Many in Jason's kingdom are uncomfortable with Medea's magic, and the locals kick Jason and Medea out of Iolcos, and they exile to Corinth. The king of Corinth offers Jason his beautiful daughter, and he agrees and violates his vow to the gods. Medea exacts her revenge on Jason's new wife, and she is never heard from again. Medea takes his 2 children and ascends to Mount Olympus, eventually marrying Achilles. Jason, now feeling broken, travels back to Iolcos and weeps next to his boat, the Argos. Is on display. In a strange turn of events, the boat slips off the decaying beam and falls in a crushing blow onto poor Jason's head.
Rewrite the stars, say you were made to be mine. Nothing could keep us apart. The one I was meant to find. I have often dreamed of a far-off place where a hero's welcome would be waiting for me, where the crowds will cheer when they see my face, and a voice keeps saying, this is where I'm meant to be. I'll be there someday. I can go the distance. I will find my way. If I can't be strong, I know every mile will be worth my while.